Association. I really, really, really want to thank everyone for coming out this afternoon to make a great announcement on a great event that we're doing and undertaking. And so we really look forward to this event in January. Before we get started, I want to introduce the speakers for today. To my right, Executive Director of NFL Players Association, Mr. DeMaurice Smith. We have beside him Bryan Peeples, President of AstroTurf. Katie Pandolfo, General Manager, Home Depot Center. We have Matthew Hatchette, 8-year NFL veteran with the Minnesota Vikings. And Willie McGinest, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 14-year NFL veteran. How we'll go, I'm sorry, 15. I don't want to leave one off. Yeah, we got to get that vested year in. It's okay. First, we're going to have everyone speak, and if you can hold questions for afterwards, we will save time at the end of the speakers here for any questions you may have regarding the game and our partnership. So, first, we'll have Mr. DeMaurice Smith speak. Thank you.
You don't have to clap. It's okay. Well, look, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to our partners, AstroTurf and the Home Depot Center, as we do something that is fresh and new, not only for a number of our collegiate players, but also for our organization. As you know, over the last 2.5 years, we have had a little bit of a dust up with the National Football League as we prepared but finally agreed to a 10-year deal that not only provides us with labor peace, but hopefully provides us with an opportunity to move forward in the way in which we address, deal, prepare, and take care of players who are coming into the National Football League, those who are in the National Football League, and those who are moving on with their careers. This NFLPA Collegiate game is a centerpiece in that philosophy of taking care of our members, our players. It'll be the first collegiate all-star game to ever take place in this great city. It gives us a chance to partner with two outstanding businesses who share our vision in protecting and preparing athletes. I should also mention that IMG Worldwide Sports is a partner of ours as well. We believe that this collegiate game will not only help us establish a good transition for players coming into the National Football League, but we also believe that it is an important part of our union, our association, and Players, Inc., to be a vital business, a vital force in our players' lives. So as we move forward, we're excited. We hope that everyone is excited. We've gotten a number of calls from a number of people who are looking forward to this great game. I can't wait until we get here in January. It'll be a nice time to leave the East Coast and come to some warmer climates. But the other part that's going on that week is our Pulse Awards. We believe that it is our obligation to focus upon all of the great things that our players are doing. Not to take too much of a shot at those wonderful folks in the media. Hi, Liz. You know, there are many a day that there are a lot of stories about things that occur in the business, in the game of football, that doesn't spend or shed a terrific light on how great the majority of our members are, the things that they're doing in their community, things that they are doing to help kids, things that they are doing in other parts of the world to build villages. So the Pulse Awards for us are an opportunity for us to recognize the tremendous spirit of community service that our players have. So that week, we will have our Pulse Awards, and then we'll kick off to a great game. So thank you very much for being a part. Obviously, look forward to answering your questions, but we're excited about this great opportunity. Thanks.
Wow, how amazing is this? There's veterans, 30-year veterans that are in our organization back in Dalton that are sitting there shaking their heads saying, AstroTurf and NFLPA are up here on stage together, arm in arm. I was talking with Willie earlier. He was talking about the years playing. He said, man, AstroTurf's come a long way. I said, yeah, you probably have a little bit of you left all over the place. So, and I guess the partnership, I'm very thankful to the Home Depot Center here and NFLPA for letting us come and be part of this great event. If you dial back the clock, and I have a lot of thanks to Mr. Smith, Mr. Gaines, Mr. Belcher, the NFLPA for taking the time to come visit our facilities, our installations, introduce to our people, which are our greatest assets that we have, and going up to the University of Tennessee, where as the safety is a huge concern, as DeMaurice said earlier, and preparing the athletes. Well, the Safety Center for Science up at the University of Tennessee, which we committed $2 million, a little over $2 million, to build the infrastructure for testing so the scientists and doctors can do their studies, not only on the elite athletes, trained athletes like the ones to my right here and the ones in the audience, but also the youth. Used to the AstroTurf product and other artificial turfs were only in the elite levels of professional player Division I. Today it exists all the way down to the parks and municipalities. And these kids that are hopefully going to make it up to the elite levels of sports, not only in football but soccer, lacrosse. Therefore, our platform going forward, and has been in the past as a family, has been for safety. And this is an opportunity for us to showcase our brand new product, which is our 3D Extreme on an Astro-based system. This system was installed in a matter of days, which normally takes well over 2 months to do a typical installation. It requires a lot of extra inventory of rock and stone in a normal installation. We were able to come in here and with very little disruption to the normal facilities use, come in here and install this thing in a matter of 6 days. It's artificial turf system, 3D with a root zone system, which displaces or keeps the displacement of infill. But underneath, it's got our Astro-based system, which is a tile system, which again eliminates the use of rock and engineered drainage system like typical systems are built with. You're welcome to come down the field after this conference is over, and I'll show you more about it. We've also got our installation crew on standby here in case you have any technical questions for them. But again, it's a wonderful day for us. The result of the safety study that is going to be ongoing from now on up at the University of Tennessee, I think, was what intrigued the NFLPA most. Not only do they have players that are in there, but they also have children, and that's what we got to have, that feeder program moving all the way up to the NFL. And I'm just thankful to be part of it, and thank you all for allowing me to stand up here today.
Hello and welcome to the Home Depot Center. Home Depot Center has been home to high school football for the last 8 years, and we are very excited to now be home to the NFL Players Association game. We'd like to say thank you to the NFLPA for bringing this game to Southern California. Home Depot Center and Carson, California are very excited to have it, and welcome to all of you. We're looking forward to seeing everybody in January.
Matthew Hatchette, and I'm kind of here to discuss the importance of a college bowl game, basically. I went to Langston University, HBCU, which is a historically black college, and Langston University is in Oklahoma. And unlike the USCs and Miamis and Ohio States of the world, we don't have a pro day. We don't have more importantly, we didn't have a junior pro day. So going into my senior year, I probably had maybe 2-3 scouts looking at me. And actually 2 of those came to one game, which happened to be my best game of my senior year, thank God. And so after the year was over, it was about, getting to the combine, what other steps to take. I was at a school where I had to send out my own highlight tape. I didn't have a coaching staff to, didn't know the scouts, didn't know general managers, didn't know coaches in the NFL. So I was sending out my own tapes and, making as many calls as to the combine in Tulsa as I possibly could. And I remember calling up there one day, and I was like, "Have you got this Matthew Hatchette? I've called like 15 times. I've sent tapes and letters, and They're like, well, Mr. Hatch, if you haven't got your letter to come to the combine by now, you're probably not getting it. So I was like, okay, thank you. So I ended up playing in two bowl games that year. One was coached by Eddie Robinson. One was coached by Doug Williams. And I think without those games, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to get in front of pro scouts. And I think every team was represented at both of those games, which gave me an opportunity to showcase my talent, in front of, some other talent. Because they probably didn't want to come to practices because I wasn't going up against nobody in practice. Even on our game schedule, there's maybe one or two guys that were going to the next level as well, so there's not a lot of, stuff they could look at. So if they can come to the bowl games and watch players go up against better players, especially other players that are probably going to the NFL, then that gives them a better, rating when they go ahead and talk to the scouts and talk to the coaches and give them a reason why they should draft this guy. So I just wanted, when I talked to Carl about this, I'm just like, it's a perfect opportunity. There actually needs to be more of these games out here. During the week, when these kids come out, it's going to be, a life-changing experience. Because not only, are you learning about football, you're learning how to prepare yourself, to be a professional, being around other professional athletes, being around professional coaches, being around professional staff. It's not just about, learning how to run a route, but, how do you prepare yourself for practice? What do you do after practice? How do you prepare yourself for a press conference maybe? All these things that the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl is putting on, it couldn't be a better opportunity for a lot of guys who are in my position, from a smaller school or just late bloomers physically at 22, 23, to get a look from some real professional scouts and have a great opportunity. So I just want to appreciate you guys coming out and hope you guys can support it in January. Thanks.
Oh, guys, SC and he had to throw that SC in there. That's because of me. But first, I want to commend the man to my right, Mr. Smith, and his entire staff that's here, and the incredible job they've been doing for our union. You talk about innovative ways and coming in and making a splash and changing things, and it's when two unique entities like AstroTurf, like Brad said, my whole elbow, both sides, is still left out there on somebody's field. Just seeing the difference that they've come a long way from it felt like a piece of concrete with just a piece of carpet over it till now. I came in the league in '94, and our union and AstroTurf has made great strides since then. So I think this is a unique and great marriage. And growing up in Southern California, in Long Beach, right down the street, we've never had a bowl game here. I was fortunate enough to go to the Shrine. I didn't go to some of the other bowls, but there's a lot of collegiate kids that don't get an opportunity or get invitations to some bowls. And I think this is a great opportunity for some of those kids, even some of the elite athletes. If they want to come, they have the opportunity to choose if they want to come to this bowl. And not only that, but for our neighborhood, which is California, we put out a lot of kids into the NFL. Football-wise, and there's a lot of kids. There's thousands of kids in this area that can't go and watch a bowl game of some of their favorite college players or some of their local great high school and college players that they know. And there's thousands of kids in the collegiate level, from the JC to the youth football, which I'm involved as well. Young kids that would love to go out and see if they just stay on the right track in school and they keep their grades together and they do the right thing off the field and they work hard, that they can come right down the street in their own backyard and see some of their favorite athletes play, and it gives them a goal. I'm from the inner city, and I know a lot of times it's because our kids and the people in the area don't get an opportunity to actually go out and see what's out there because they're right here. But if you bring it to them, which AstroTurf and the NFLPA is doing, I think it's a great opportunity. And I think this game will be very successful, and I just want to commend everybody that's involved. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And now we'll take questions from the audience, if everyone has any questions. Yeah.
Having
No. The opportunity for young men who want to declare to go into the draft, excuse me, is one that's been around for a while. What we did believe is that for those young men who wanted to declare an opportunity to go into the next level of football, to provide those players with a showcase opportunity to do so without barriers. So when you hear about a young man who has a dream to play football on another level, but he happens to go to a smaller school where he doesn't get the attention of the scouts, or he is in a conference that doesn't draw multi-million-dollar television contracts. But nonetheless, he has the talent and the drive and the will to move to the next level. Why wouldn't we provide that young man an opportunity to showcase his talents, to learn about football from both sides, and to provide him an opportunity to come in and learn about a better way to take care of his body, to introduce him to somebody like IMG, who has revolutionized the way in which athletes prepare and compete at a larger level. So I can tell you, it didn't take us long.
Well, was there something that the other games were not providing that you felt that you had in your own game?
Well, you can look at it a number of ways. There are a number of barriers to entry that young men face if they want to move into the next level of football. Having a bowl game on the West Coast, one where it can draw different athletes, all of those things are designed to decrease those barriers of entry that could be that could prevent players from moving on to the next level. I mean, think about all of the football stars that I grew up watching that I'll take the shot at SC now. So that didn't come from schools like UCLA, USC, that came from Jackson State, that came from Grambling, the Alcorn States of the world. Thinking about Goodman, who came from Alcorn State. But think about all of those players who would not or did not have an opportunity to play in a bowl game because they didn't come from that program. They didn't come from that conference, or they were too young. So we look at it as an opportunity to provide players with a chance to move on. But most importantly, you know that last year we started something called the Business of Football, where we jumped into the breach when the National Football League canceled the Rookie Symposium. It would have been a very easy call during that period of wartime to make the decision that we are not going to expend our resources, that we're not going to engage in the endeavor to try to make our players better because we just happened to be in a year that happened during the lockout. We didn't have to think about that long either. Our obligation is to our members and to our future members. So having that Business of Football became something that we established a year ago that we're going to keep and we're going to continue to do as long as I'm executive director. Even if I'm gone, I can tell you, the players who are leaders in our union are going to continue that because it's important in the development and the maturation and the service of our players. We look at this bowl game as an extension of that Business of Football, but most importantly, entirely consistent with what we believe our role is to serve our members. Yes, sir. Yeah, what's your name? Well, look, first, I love the city of Los Angeles, and I think that we have one of the largest former player chapters in this great city. You look back on players and teams who at one time or another played in this great city. If you ever get a chance to sit down and talk to a guy like Jack Youngblood and others who were great players here, look, we would love to have and long to have a relationship with Los Angeles. Tomorrow I'll be speaking at the annual Lane Dinner. Look, the opportunity to come not only to a major media market, but also to come to a part of the country that has supplied so many athletes to the National Football League, and as our former players have made this city their home, once again, we believe that it's important to have good relationships, and there is nothing more important to the players of the National Football League and to our union to keep the relationships active and live. So having an opportunity to host this game in Los Angeles, to be the first group to bring a collegiate all-star game to this great city, hopefully if we can serve some small way of hopefully bringing football back here, look, who, at least people here, are not going to think that that's a great thing?
Well, was that all part of the negotiation during the, you were talking, we had heard that if you brought a team or two to Los Angeles, maybe that would grow the pot and help the owners and the players. I don't know.
As a rule, I don't spend a whole heck of a lot of time talking about the vagaries of what went on during the course of negotiations. But look, the reality is, over the last 20, almost 30 years, the players of the National Football League have been partners in the maintenance and construction of stadiums all over the country. With respect to Jets-Giants Stadium alone, during the course of the life of that stadium, that'll amount to about $800 million of player money that will go into the development, construction, maintenance of that stadium. It was the same with stadiums, the last 10 stadiums that were constructed. So to say that the issue of having a team in Los Angeles and the players' support of projects in California was an issue during the course of negotiations, certainly it was. And that's the way it should be. We are partners in this business. Today we get to talk about a great game, but there isn't a day when the men and people in that room during those fun months of negotiation weren't faced with the issues of how do we mutually engage in an endeavor to make sure that the game is viable, the game is safe, that the game is profitable, and that we are partners in the business of football.
It's probably just a coincidence with the group that owns this stadium and when you guys are having your ceremony Friday night. We're trying to build the stadium. There's a couple of proposals. Does the NFLPA have a stance on a stadium?
We have an interest in what is in the best interest of football. And anytime that players are providing stadium credits, I don't want to spend any time going through the CBA and how cost credits and stadium credits are applied, but the issue of stadium construction was an issue that came up. We don't have a particular stance right now on either plan, but I don't want anyone to think that we don't engage in those conversations, that we're not interested in those conversations, and certainly because we are committing player resources to those endeavors, I think it's good that we have those discussions. What's your name, ma'am?
I also have a question. You talked about, is this the purpose of this game mainly providing a bowl game for players who don't go to bowl games, or is this for the top prospects, because those guys, players who are not invited to the Senior Bowl, or is it a money-making opportunity for both?
Well, as far as a money-making opportunity, Liz, you can make contributions to the union via mail or internet. We're not really looking all the time to maximize our business opportunities. The reality of it is we wanted to give an opportunity for young men to be showcased so that they can move on into the business of football if they so choose. That's first and foremost on our agenda. With respect to whether we are I'm trying to sort of rephrase your question, but targeting certain people vis-a-vis certain bowls? No, it's to give players an opportunity to play. And if they choose to play in our game, great. We believe that the things that we are going to be providing our players are unique. We believe the partnership with IMG, the way that they look at the whole development of an athlete, is an important aspect that looks at a player beyond just someone who can run, jump, catch, and throw. I love the opportunity to be a partner with someone who shares our vision, that our ultimate goal is to prepare a young man for entry into this business, but also to prepare him for a number of years that he's going to be out of football. And if our bowl does that, then I can tell you that'll be a success.
Mr. Peeples, you made some jokes about Mr. McGinest thinking what's himself product in the past. Do you view this partnership with the NFLPA? You said something about you can't believe that you're on the same stage as the NFLPA. What are you saying about your partnership with the Players Union and your brand? Is this safety, or what did you do with that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's all about safety. I've never seen anybody as passionate about safety of their organization and their members as NFLPA, and we take great pride in that. We, like I told you as I was giving my speech up here, that is our platform going forward. That's a separator between us and our competition. We spend a lot of time and effort and money. We've attracted the right staff to come on board to help us develop the best products. We've partnered up with huge organizations such as BASF and other companies that allow us to bringing us good technology. So sure, I mean the brand, it's had its day. Back in the day, it was probably not the greatest thing, but it was the best thing at the time. I mean, we've developed since then, just like the fax machine. I mean, come on. I don't know if that answers your question, but okay. Thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions? All right, then. Well, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll stick around. We'll have a group photo, and if you have any other questions, please just let me know, and we'll try to accommodate you. Thank you. No, we're okay. No, and anyone, any of the media members who would like to go down on the field with Bryan and Todd, please feel free to do so at this time.